Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Monie Podcast. I am your girl, Monie, and I'm thrilled today because we have a culinary master with us, a man whose meals are art and whose life behind the apron has depth we rarely see. He is Chef Selwyn Richards, award-winning chef, food stylist, restaurateur, author, and community builder. Originally from Jamaica and now a fixture in the Canadian culinary scene. He's built a legacy of Caribbean soul food fusion, healthy transformations, and tasteful innovations. Today, we're peeling back the layers. I want to ask about his upbringing, his philosophy on healthy versus indulgent food. And you know, I'm a foodie, so this is going to be a good one. The man behind the stove and how he maintains balance in such a demanding field. Help me welcome my guest, Chef Selwyn Richards. How you do?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much.
I was just thinking that my people must have paid you well for all of that.
Nice little intro on you, eh?
Yeah.
No, man, you know, that's you. That's your bio. When I read it myself, I was like, some of the stuff I didn't even know, like food stylist. That's creative. What's a food stylist?
Well, part of what we do is movie and TV production.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily just feed the crew and cater for the meal, but we also do a lot of hand camera stuff. So that's the food styling part of it.
Okay.
In terms of how we design the food to look on the plate.
Look on the plate.
Or on camera. And also it reflects somewhat in our presentation of how we present food.
I like that. Very nice. We're going to get into, you know, the origin and the upbringing. Let's go back to your roots. Jamaica. What are some of your earliest foods memories that you have, and how did your upbringing influence how you cook today?
Well, my mother is now you would refer to her as a foodie back then.
Yes,
for back then,
a foodie.
But she liked to entertain, and I mean she had lots of siblings, so it was always on a Saturday was soup day, and then you get into Sunday dinner. She was pretty big on those two things.
Yes.
You can always drive by for a bowl of soup on a Saturday, and then Sunday was Sunday dinner. Oh. But she always made food that if you drop in, you got fed. Yeah, that was part of the thing with her and stuff. And my earliest memory of my birthday was she gave me my whole roasted chicken. So I don't remember the cake, but I remember me getting a whole roast chicken for my birthday.
Oh,
that was like my, so as I said, I don't remember the cake. I remember getting my whole roasted chicken because it was always about everything chicken, right?
Yeah.
We're finicky eater, although they eat everything, right? They made everything, all the delicacies. Now you consider them that, but back then it was awful, right? But so being around food from that young age. And then my first foray into cooking was I wasn't a really soup guy. So I would made a sandwich, fried an egg sandwich close to the bakery, so we got fresh bread, and dabbling with my sandwich, and then it got boring after a while, right? So everybody wanted your sandwich too, but then I started, would take a bit of the chicken from Sunday dinner and frying that. And then, so that's me experimenting into food.
Into food, eh?
Back then.
Where in Jamaica are you from? Which part of Jamaica is it?
Well, St. Catherine. We were born in Spanish Town.
Okay.
But I mean, everything else happened in Kingston, right?
Yes, that's where it all
right next door
blew up for you.
Yeah.
Love that. So your mom really had you in the kitchen. You saw her at work, and you kind of just
being around your mom, and she's always there, taking care of everybody else, right, feeding people. So we didn't realize her love of food, but her love was really caring for people.
Yes.
And making sure people were fed.
Oh, wow. That's really good. Would you say she encouraged you or pursued you into,
Not necessarily,
persuade you?
No. Because when I came to Canada, I was studying engineering. because you kind of think that's what
that's the money maker. Yeah,
right? So food was the furthest thing from my mind. But when in Canada, reality too, right? So you're going to school and you have part-time job working in kitchen here and there, and then one summer I realized, well, I could do this. I wanted more information.
That's what I was just gonna ask you. Like when
to learn to say, well, I think I really gravitate to the kitchen so that I could probably impress her.
Yeah.
Say, look at what I can cook now. And then I realized, this doesn't feel like work. It feels like something that I could be passionate about.
Love that. I was
so making a switch from engineer to food it was challenging.
But you did it.
Because how do I tell her that I'm going to be a cook and not an engineer?
No.
And so that was a challenging part.
But she accepted it well.
She accepted it. For a while, it was touch and go, right?
Yeah.
It was hard to share that I'm switching from what I told you I'm going to do to now this path. But back then, and my mom was in Jamaica when I came here first, right? So every summer she would come and check on me and making sure you're good. And by this time I was working at the CN Tower as a sous chef.
Yes.
So I brought her to dinner there one night. And the CN Tower, like when you have positions on it, it's all VIP, right? So when, a chef is bringing his mother for dinner, so it's VIP cards. And then I could see she was so proud to say, well, wow, this is my son. Like they're welcoming you in a place like this, like that.
Very nice.
Or whatever. So at that point, I was comfortable that there was no issue.
Yeah, you done made it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's so nice. Such a nice story. You studied culinary management at George Brown.
Yeah. And later I also do some stuff at Cornell.
Yes, right. Yes. And, you started your path in the kitchen across Toronto. What were some of the toughest moments early on, would you say?
Well, because back in the 80s, right, I'm dating myself now too, right? But you were a lot of firsts. Yeah. One of the first Black to be here, the part of that staff or part of management or part of this or that or whatever. So it was challenging for people to accept you.
Yeah.
As a little Black man. They have to, you're supervising them, really.
That's true.
So it was challenging for a lot of people. So, they push back. But back then I was young, and being from Jamaica, I didn't grow up per se with racism.
Exactly.
I think I grew up with classism.
Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't about my race.
It's true.
It was about class, you know what I mean? So I didn't have the same negative stuff to stop me and deter me from pursuing. So the more you challenge me is the more you challenge me, to become better at myself and to represent myself. So those are some of the I look at it and says, well, yeah, you saying I can't do this, but you don't know me. So you kind of lit more of a fire
under you to do that. That's the encouragement. Sometimes when someone says something negative, you just be like, I'm going to show you.
Right, exactly.
I can do it.
I can show you that I can do it.
Yeah, and that you did.
Right.
You mentioned that you worked at CN Tower, also Skyline Hotel.
Right.
What was one job that really stretched you the most, and why?
Well, the two best jobs I think I had in Canada, the CN Tower one was really stretched me because I was young, and I was the first Black sous chef at the CN Tower.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of like a lot of pressure to perform, and you realize like they test you in and out or whatever.
Yes.
But before I left the job, when I left that job, they actually offered me like 10 grand to stay, and I said, no, it's time to move on. So for me to actually say, well, I've done everything that I can.
You knew it was time.
Right.
Yeah.
It was validation that I didn't fail.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So I was able to move on. So I'm grateful for those days. It was baptism by fire,
Yes.
Then I left and we opened Skydome.
Yeah.
And, Skydome was a different animal, right? Because back then, now we're feeling the Blue Jay fever again, right? But back then it was fever. You were roasting in Blue Jay fever. Everything was about, it wasn't basketball, it wasn't even football. It was Blue Jay, winning World Series back to back. And we're feeding 5,000 people a day.
Amazing.
So, I mean, everything food-wise I was exposed to.
Yes.
And you had no excuse again. You had 75 staff that you have to account for, and so it was a big deal. But I think all of that stuff prepared me to be me.
To be where you are now. That's quite the journey. I've always seen you at some of the top-notch events in Toronto, Harry Jerome Awards. Like, you are the chef that do some of these events. Is there an event that you cater to that really allowed you to shine, or you were well praised? Sometimes when you go to the event, they're like, who's the chef? Bring out the chef. We have to see who's the chef. You ever go out and take a little bow and, people say,
Quite a few of those events, but I remember doing this one event in Ottawa. It was for the Jamaica Tourist Board, and it was the council mission.
Yes.
So it was competing against all the different embassies in Ottawa.
Yes.
There were probably about 12 of them, per se.
Oh,
and, the Tourist Board, the Jamaica Consulate and all that, I've done a bunch of stuff with them. So technically I was their chef, really, but I wasn't based in Ottawa. So they brought me up to do the event.
Yes.
And then the other missions thought I was a ringer. So they really was pissed off that they went out and got this guy to compete. That was not true chef for the embassy, and I felt slighted. Like, I mean, don't treat me like that.
Yeah.
I'm here representing my country and my people and my food, I mean, or whatever it is. But they and I'm saying, you should be proud that we're that good.
You come that far. That's true.
With our food, rather than think I came in as a ringer to steal this thing. Yeah, so those are some other memory. And then there was another one, I guess. We did this one wedding in Connecticut, and the groom used to be, his company used to do management for American Idol at the time.
Okay.
And his bride saw me on TV and said, "This is who I want to do
at my wedding." Okay.
Wedding.
Yes.
They flew me down there, New York, drive up to Connecticut.
Yes.
And we did all of that. And I remember the place was like Casaloma. 300 acre.
Yeah.
We used up all of the facility because it's VIP, you know what I mean? Like, this guy was
top, yeah.
And
nice.
So getting those and it's outside the country or whatever it is. And I remember the after party, like after dinner and everything, and they're dancing now, and I'm there thinking, okay, I'm gonna go out and set up the midnight buffet, and I'm out there doing this chocolate fountain, and there's a lion, and I feel so...
A lion,
like
okay.
For the buffet.
Okay.
Thinking, wow, I'm late, like...
Yeah.
Anxious.
Yeah.
Lined up
ready to eat.
I'm not ready, And they all came to shake my hand.
Oh,
they couldn't care less about the food. It was like, what an amazing meal, chef,
Amazing.
And
Love
I mean,
that.
Connecticut and stuff like that. So, you just kind of pat yourself. It's like, thank God,
Amazing. All right, let's get into the food part, the healthy versus indulgence. You're known not just for flavor, but for caring about health, especially since you manage your own health as a diabetic. How do you balance creating, indulgent, mouth-watering dishes and nutritional discipline? Like, how do you balance that?
Well, that's the unique thing about food, right?
Yeah.
That, I mean, chef on a whole create the most awesome meal, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you partake of it.
Okay.
So you always
It does make it for the people there, man.
right, because you get so caught up in the moment, creating the heart and all that type of thing. It's like an artist that start painting these amazing pictures. But when you go to his house, how much do you see hanging on his wall? You know what I mean? He probably create them for other people or whatever it is. So chefs are notoriously known for not eating well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because under the pressure, it's hard to just stop. Or even if people that does event. The event could be fabulous, whatever it is, right? But the event planner or the organizers are the last people to eat. Because they're so anxious about everything.
It's true.
Else.
I feel you on that one.
Right. So they're more concerned about everything else than that
the little food.
Dish or whatever it is, right? So when we create meal, it's not that we're creating it to consume ourselves. And also, there's a statement, the quote that says, well, make your food be your medicine, or your medicine your food, which is very true, right? So now as you get mature, you realize that there's more balance. You need more balance regarding the food, the healthy component of it. And I mean, as we expand and evolve, we get bad at worse at it, right? Because now we're more overproducing, process. Everything is becoming more processed. Is it more better for you, right? Because simple thing like your phone, we don't tend to remember people's phone numbers
anymore. That's true.
You understand what I mean?
I only know my mom's number. Exactly. That's about it.
So you keep one or two number for emergency.
Yes.
And you delete everything else.
That's true.
Like your phone tells you, call mom. It calls, call John, call this. And your phone does it all for you.
Exactly.
But it also erode a part of your memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as we expand, it's easier for you to be stranded than the person before.
Yeah, and you start
because you walk around with all the information. But now, as we get more user friendly and easier, it's not the same. So it's that type of thing that we have
with the chef.
Yeah,
nice. I like that analogy. It's true. We are in a day and age where we depend on gadgets.
Yeah, we depend so much on processed food. Everything is processed these days.
Yeah,
So it's more. We have to put the onus back on us to have some type of balance, right? And they're striving for a little healthier balance.
Yes, more healthy.
It is also not just for us, but also for clientele or customers,
I'm trying to eat healthy. I am a big foodie. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a foodie, but I eat, and I don't gain weight. So people are surprised when I say that I'm a foodie.
No, but that's good. It's a good problem to have,
I guess, but lately I've just been trying to eat more healthy stuff because 3:00 in the morning, I'm like getting up and I'm downstairs warming up food. That's how bad it is, eh? I'm telling you. And I tend to eat like wings, fries, people will go in a grocery store and pick up a box and say, how much calories? I'm not looking at those stuff, carbs and stuff. I'm just like eating. So I like the fact that you're able to now, make a balance between the healthy choice and what people really indulge in and just really, there's a time for that. So I'm learning.
I think in the future, chef, it's going to shift again.
It's going to shift, okay.
Where the onus won't just be on physician and waiting until you get there to fix you.
Yes.
But if the food, part of the food is what's causing your illnesses and all
start from there. Yes.
Then chef, the onus is going to be more on us.
That's true.
To be more aware of what's healthy, to cut back down and you having to go to the doctor to fix it.
To get their diagnosis.
When we can do more of a preventative measure or whatever it is. So I think eventually it's going to trend out.
That's true. And that's where it should start, with the chefs. Because my mom, she doesn't like to eat out. She's always eating something and she goes, too much salt. They cook with too much salt. You know what I mean? Because she's a chef too in her own right.
Right.
So that's where it starts. And then she says they're going to give us high blood pressure and this and that. So it definitely should start with the chefs in the kitchen. How do you approach comfort food that's still good for the body?
There's nothing like comfort food.
I know.
I remember at Cornell, I did a piece about comfort food. And comfort food is one of those things, it doesn't fall in any category but comfort.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be gourmet. It doesn't need to be hoppish or trendy or whatever it is. It just needs to be comfort. You know, so comfort food, when you have comfort food, it hugs your soul and make you feel like, wow. You can now exhale. This is what I'm missing. True. You know, so that's how I want comfort food to relate to your soul. Yeah. You can't wait to have it again.
Exactly.
And every time you have it, it doesn't disappoint you. It is exactly what you were missing.
Did. Yes.
You know? So for me, that's comfort food, you know.
Love comfort food. My comfort food right now, I feel for some chocolate. You know, speaking of food, my favorite dish is stew peas. You make stew peas like
well, as a matter of fact, we're actually now doing a vegan
stew peas.
Of stew peas.
How's that looking like? What's take me through how that would look?
Well, it's the same version of regular stew peas without the beef and the pigtail and all that. So there's no meat involved. But so, you know, because we have so many different type of vegetarian, vegan type dishes
right now.
And this is part of our healthy trending, right? So we don't just stick in there. So we try to experiment with different, and we find people are loving it. Yeah, because they don't, even the regular people that does love their stew peas don't realize there's no meat.
The meat in it, eh?
You know. So,
I would like to try that because I like my stew peas with oxtail.
Well, you know, as I said,
or chicken foot.
There you go, right? It's the different version of what you're used to, or whatever.
I'd like to try that.
So yours is very rich, right? Because
yes.
Oxtail is very rich.
Very rich. Very rich, very rich. Are there dishes that you've refused because they conflict too much with your health values? Maybe somebody says, I want you to make this, and you're like, no. No. That's not good for you. No? You really just cater and you go ahead.
Well, the client, right? You're the client. And I mean, we're there to do a job, right? And you have to take your ego out of it.
True.
Because if you don't, then you think it's only your food thing. Or what you determine for people to eat or how they eat is good enough. And that's bogus.
That's the main thing.
You know, so if you're dealing with paying clients, then it's what they want.
Yeah.
It's not so much about you. And it's a tough battle, right? Because sometimes you think you know better for them.
Yes.
And you think, okay, this is a better version for you or whatever it is. But when a client comes to you and they're saying, well, this is what I would like. You have two choices. It's to say, well, I'll take the business or I won't take the business. And if I take the business, I'm supposed to deliver what you're asking for. Not interpret it to my belief and give you a half-assed job of what you're asking for, right?
Love that. That is why you are the chef.
Yeah.
You have a lovely book here, The Art of Cooking. Soul of the Caribbean. Very, very nice cover. Really love this. Gonna go through your recipes them later. You know, it's
and with
it's
the
your
book,
cookbook.
I say that I give you 4-step to wow.
Oh yeah.
So I when I was writing the book,
yes,
it was a fine line, right? Because how chef wrote cookbooks in the old days, you felt like you're in the chemistry lab.
Yeah, you're going through every little thing. Yes,
like it has to be precise.
Precise.
This or God forbid you miss some nutmeg and that's
you come out spoiled.
You know what I mean? So, but I wanted you to put your soul into it. Like I interpret my recipe my way, so why should I tell you not to add your chicken foot to yours?
My little stew peas.
If that's what you feel for. You know, it has a different dimension based on what you like and your personality and all of that stuff.
Love it. Do you have a favorite recipe from this book, or that has a personal connection with you or a family memory tied to it?
Well, my mom curry goat recipes.
Oh yeah,
she made a good curry goat, and I decided I would put her recipe in the book, not just my version of it, but hers in there to honor her as well. Whatever. And the funny thing is now she's she don't eat meat anymore. She does eat fish every now and then.
Okay.
I'm pretty much vegetarian. But it's her recipe, and she'll still think she needs to train me how
to make it. You got that on lock.
How to make all this.
Yes, you have that on lock. That's really good. Very nice. Looking forward to go through this book. Is there another book or project that you're dreaming about next? Maybe a follow-up to this or something beyond the kitchen?
I think we have another 2 books written already.
Okay.
You just need to assemble it and, edit recipes.
Yes.
Test them and stuff like that. But we have, we're always writing, right? Always testing and stuff. So I think there is... sitting there somewhere, there's at least another 2 books. So just when we decide that we want to
release
take it on as a project and then just put it out there. Part of another project that we're working on is a restaurant that we're putting out there called Selwyn.
Yes,
so
that's
Selwyn,
fitting.
the restaurant, and it's a fusion for Caribbean soul food, what we like, and Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. That has a nice ring to it. Selwyn.
Right.
Selwyn.
Yeah. A little hard.
Nice. Looking forward to when that comes out, the opening night. Now, your signature dishes, maybe some favorites. What is one dish you feel defines you as a chef? Like your calling card dish that they're like, yeah, man, Selwyn like that.
Well, yeah, I think... not just one dish. I think how we do food
in general,
in general, or whatever it is, we're consistent.
Okay. And
I like when people walk into a room and they don't see us.
Yes.
But they're saying this is food.
Yes.
I mean? So it's a testament of who we are and what people have expected over the years, that they can just identify, and before they see you.
That's consistency. Yes. Love that.
This is your production.
It's true. I've seen that. And I know before you come out, I'm like, yeah, this is definitely Selwyn. Yeah, you're right about that.
So it's hard for people to imitate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, well, the real brand, when you have that. Or jerk chicken is or jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken. Yeah.
Bar none. I'll cook it for everybody any day because that's... or a staple, right? But it's consistent.
Yes.
It's not going to be salty today and spicy tomorrow or whatever it is. It is what it is. Consistent.
Love that. Love that. Do you have like a favorite non-Caribbean dish you love to eat or cook?
I think on a whole, it's what you feel for. That's how I relate to food. You get up and if you feel like a steak, have a steak.
Okay.
Because that's what you're craving, right? That's what your body is telling you that you want at that particular time.
Yes.
And it's back again to comfort food. Like if I'm feeling like I want some ackee and saltfish and a few festival or fried dumpling with some plantain, that's comfort. You know what I mean? Give
in
me
that moment,
a cup of Blue Mountain coffee, and I mean everything.
Yes.
It doesn't get better than that.
That's true.
If it's right, But that's when we crave what we crave.
What you crave. Speaking of crave, every now and then on like a Saturday when you're having Sunday dinner, I don't know if it's just Jamaicans or Caribbean people, but they always end up saying, we feel for something sweet. I could eat something sweet. What does that mean exactly? Like, I feel for something sweet.
Well, I think people are referring to, sweet. Think of dessert or dessert idea or dessert.
I always thought that's what it was, but...
Or it doesn't have to be dessert per se.
Yeah.
It be just a drink.
Okay.
Something that you concoct with that taste.
With that. Feel for something
because,
sweet.
you make food and it's, it's sweet without actually being very sugary.
It's very sugary, yeah. What's your cheat day meal when you let loose? Do you have a cheat day?
No,
No,
don't
you're
really.
pretty strict with it, eh?
No, well, I say that again. It's what you feel for it.
Yeah.
So I'm not in that line to say like I give myself permission.
Okay.
Whatever I want. At the time, I'm diabetic, and you really shouldn't
Really
put them in.
indulge like that.
But
yes.
if I feel for a steak,
Go have a steak.
I'm gonna have a steak. That's what I'm feeling at the time. If I feel like a lobster or whatever, but I give my permission. I think we work hard enough, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you think you want to consume.
It's in that moment sometime, yeah.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
You could afford it. You should treat yourself.
Treat yourself. My mom loves mangoes. Are you a fan of mangoes?
I love mango.
You love mango?
All our jerk sauce and chicken.
You use the mango sauce?
Mangoes is a big part of our jerk.
Yeah, because she is not supposed to be having mangoes, but you mentioned like if you feel for a mango or if you feel for whatever, you just go for it.
But there's not even just that. The natural fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. So cooking food, like being in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
You walk out in the backyard or you're in a resort even, and you're in love.
It's
You
true.
know what I mean? You want to make a dish, any dish, or whatever it is. There's so many different options.
Yes.
These fresh, that it's just going to elevate your dish phenomenally.
Yeah.
Not just regular, but phenomenally to the
Jamaican
next
food.
level, right? Because natural sweet fruits or whatever it is, I mean, it's also flavoring.
Yes. Jamaica has the best food. It's true. Like when you go down there, you walk down the road, you see a jerk panaguan right there. You go a little bit further. Like food is all around.
They have mastered the cuisine, like for the region. I mean, we go all over the Caribbean, and everybody does at least one dish that you can love, like really love, not like, really love, or whatever it is. But Jamaica tend to have a few that you can.
Yes. You're right about that.
With that,
Nothing like Jamaican food. They say that Jamaican male chefs are the best. So that means so they can cook. What's your say on that? You think Jamaican?
Well, I don't know if you're Jamaican. When you're passionate about it,
it shows. It shows. Yeah.
So I think if you get passionate about it, and Jamaican, they have that thing. There's that ship to say we're the best at whatever we decide to immerse ourselves in, or whatever. But it's the passion.
Yeah, the passion goes hand in hand with cooking in the kitchen. Let's get a little bit with the man behind the stove. How do you stay creative and inspired after decades in the industry? Because you've been around, you've been doing your thing.
There you are, dating me again. No, but it's true. It's like, I mean, I tend to eat out a lot.
Me too.
I go to a lot of different events.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. So it's hard for you to say, well, you're the best, or you're current, without knowing what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? So you have to keep yourself current by actually visiting other people.
Yes.
And not just that, but celebrate them too. So no, we're not competing per se.
Exactly.
We're all on this journey. And if you're doing something phenomenal or fantastic, I want to be able to show you and say, well,
I love that. Moments of burned out, like what recharges you, as a chef, and you constantly on the go, always working, always being booked, what helps you to recharge?
Water,
Essential.
I love the sea, and water, just that natural energy, I think I'm Aquarius, I'm a water boy, so I mean, I feel like I need to immerse myself and just get cleansed and, and recharge or whatever it is. So I look forward to that, to finding some body of water that's preferably a sea.
Yeah. So you swim and you indulge in it.
Yeah, you get the ocean, and it just tend to recharge you or whatever it is.
That's good.
So I look forward to always that part of it.
Being around the water.
Yeah.
What's one quality or value you want people to see in you? Not as Chef Selwyn, but as Selwyn, the person.
Well, an interesting question. Was it? Yeah, I think there's two different people actually. There's Chef Selwyn. I think my brother was giving a speech not too long ago, and he was saying Selwyn Richards is not a bad guy either.
And you're like, wait a minute.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Because
yes.
like everybody tend to know Chef Selwyn, and sometimes you feel like you're an actor and you're just performing the role, but not everybody get to see
Selwyn, exactly.
or Selwyn Richards, that guy.
Yes.
But I mean, because you seem like you always have to be on. In terms of people expectation, what they expect of you, also what you expect of yourself. I think I'm a little better at it now. Like before, where you don't think you have to be perfect all the time. And now you realize, like, if I did my job perfectly, I can live with that. As opposed to thinking, wow, how dare anything go wrong on my watch.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So you set yourself up for a lot of anxiety and stress and all that type of thing. But sometimes you have to realize that, I mean, you control what you can, and what you can't, you release, right?
Exactly.
We're both caring, It just, I think that Chef Selwyn is that guy that's on fire and passionate, and while Selwyn is a little bit more chill. I
can see that. I like that. Yeah, you make time for your mental health. You touch a little bit on it when you said the anxiety and feeling anxious. How do you overall just watch your mental health so that, you take care of it?
Well, now more than ever, I think we need to, right? Because you realize that mental health is a big issue.
It is.
And nobody wants to tell you that they have any type of mental health issue or whatever it is. And in saying that, a lot of people are also putting labels on it.
Yes.
So everything they grab for a label and says, this must be me or that must be or whatever, rather than pushing through, what I mean?
True.
To say that or whatever. So as we deal with all of that, we have to revisit the fact that life is always going to be challenging.
Exactly.
How you deal with the challenges is how you succeed or fail, right? And part of my outlet is trusting God. I get up today, I thank Him for another day.
Yes.
I do an event, and even most of the time, while we have the whole staff and crew there and everything, we pray.
Yeah.
We get everybody together and we pray
before
the event. We pray for the event. If it's a wedding, we pray for the couple and ask God to bless their union and bless the meal, whether they have somebody doing it or
not.
Or whatever. So these, I think, are good habits to remind ourselves that there is somebody or something greater than us, And while we're there doing it, we're just an instrument.
Yeah.
So I think that helps us to say when the lifting get heavy, there's something or someone we can call on. And for us, we look beyond, So that's my thing, is to look to God and says, well, carry me when I can't carry myself.
Carry me when I can't carry myself. You touched it on the head there. It's true. In those moments, I like that unity. You get that strength.
Right.
You call out and just reach for the Most High. Really.
And even so, when I go to the water, I tend to do my best praying there.
Yeah.
It's peaceful and it's just
nice serenity.
Energy.
Yeah.
Right. You just feel like you've just been, plugged in.
Awesome. Love that. Your legacy and vision. What do you want your legacy to be? More than restaurants, more than catering, more than the chef. Tell me a little bit what your legacy looks like.
Well, legacy. When I was 50 years old, I had a birthday party, and I think I defined it in 3 pieces, right? If I'm trying to remember it well in this speech, and I said the first part taught us about life, prepare you for life and how to. So that means that you get in the training, right, of who you should be. You're going to school, you're learning the skills, and you're learning all of that. That's your first 25 years, how I had seen it at the time.
Okay.
And then the second 25 years was you're now living life.
Yes.
Because now you're becoming the parent of somebody and you're, acquiring stuff and trying to figure out your journey so far. And then the third part of it, I had said, should be your legacy part now. And that, what does that mean? It means that the legacy means that it matters that you were here. You know what I mean? So that's what legacy looks like for me. It's to say that I came, I represent, and while I'm gone, I did what I was supposed to be. Yeah. So it's not just putting up a statue or saying, well, this is, or whatever it is. It's about being able to inspire someone, in their life or whatever it is. So if there's a younger fellow that, is passionate about food,
yes,
or just in life in general, but say food, since that's the vocation we're in, and I can say, okay, mentor somebody and have you be great at your skill. I know that I helped you somewhat for that. And I think my legacy will live on that way.
Yeah, through them.
Through them. And if they were able to inspire somebody else, then that's how you're paying it forward. Right?
Know that.
Yeah. So, but the main thing is the life that we were given, what do we do with it? How do you, while we're here?
That's a big question, yeah.
While you're here.
Yeah.
Are you just going to complain about what they're not doing for you or what they have done for you, or you didn't get the chance or the opportunity? Are you just going to hold on and say, this is my moment? So living your moment the best way is actually your legacy for me, ensuring that while you are here, you plant your flag, man. You rate it high, and you say that it matters that I'm here.
You leave your mark on this world.
Whether you like me, yes or no.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that. People will definitely know that you were here. You're leaving your mark already, and I love that. That's like the foundation of living your best life. You gave such a very well answer that just really resonated with me. Really, thank you for sharing that. Any upcoming projects or dreams or maybe a new direction that you're excited about?
Yeah. Going forward now, apart from the fact that we're looking, as I said before, about Selwyn the restaurant.
Yes.
That's part of it. But also the catering business that we do right now, I want to revisit it again, see how we can rebrand it. And just shake it up a bit, I just feel like we need to we've been too comfortable for a while.
Oh, okay. A little makeover in that area.
Right.
Yes.
So now we just need to, put some paint on, dig up some grass and just present it again and say, this is who we are. So that's my feeling right now, is how can we look at the Art of Catering and take it to deconstruct it and put it back together and says, okay, folks, are you ready for the next ride?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go and do it. Yeah. What advice would you give to a young chef? Like, there's quite a few, especially those from immigrants or, those communities that are coming into Canada, about building their path. Chefing is a big industry. I have a lot of people who are just trying to break into that field. Any advice that you would share with the young chefs?
I do. I mean, to be honest, it's a lot easier than it was before.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, because, it's a very stressful industry.
Yeah.
And, in the old days, chefs tend to yell and scream a lot, or you get yell and scream a lot if you're in the kitchen or what.
Chef Ramsay.
Exactly.
That's the first person that came to my mind.
Like TV, the whole thing. But but the flip side of that is, from the Chef Ramsay, is that with the HR department, you can't really do that anymore. You know what I mean? Because the little guy that's coming in and you scream at him, and right away he's going to tell you, well, you're going to be fired. So it's no laughing matter,
Yeah, you can't talk like that.
Yeah, human rights and all that stuff. So you can't, you don't have as much latitude for abusing people as back in the day. You know what I mean? Where chef was God and you never question nothing. He was like, yes, chef, we chef. And then, yeah, because people tend to confuse the both of them, like a cook and a chef.
Okay.
To say, well, if you're a cook, you're a chef. You're not a chef. You know what I mean? A chef is a different animal altogether. Right? Yeah. Because he has to worry about payroll, food costs, personal managing all of that, or whatever it is. And he didn't serve you a chicken like that. You know what I mean? So there's so much nuances that goes on
under that one umbrella.
That one umbrella.
Wow.
And he has to relate to the manager, the food and beverage, whoever those top people are that need him to fall in that category or whatever it is. So it's not just about flipping burgers.
Yeah.
And that's why you need the training.
Yes.
Because the training teach you all about food costs and labor costs and people skills, WHMIS, workplace hazardous and all of that stuff, whatever it is. So it's management of food, really, when you think about it.
So that's a good thing for the young chefs
to understand.
Yeah.
It's not about you making a little dish. If you want to be a chef, that is.
That's true.
Or you can't just look on TV and says, okay, well, I look the part or this or that or whatever. You need to look the part, but also, too, you have to have real skills. And I say to them, get the training. There's nothing like the basic training. Your skills are there, right? Talent. But you can't just rely on talent because the guys that are disciplined and dedicated and have good work ethics, they're going to outwork talent any day.
Any day, yeah.
Because your talent's only going to get you so far. Talent plus work and good ethics and skill is going to take you so much further. But it's not just talent. So talent's a big start. But if you don't have the other stuff that goes along with it, you're disgruntled, your egos are this or that or whatever it is, then nobody's going to stand you, once they have the basic training and garner all the skills that they are, you're where you won't take it.
No, that's like the perfect recipe for success. You hear that? You need those components to really go far in that industry. Let's get into some rapid fire light questions. I'm just going to call out a few things and you just tell me which one, resonates with you the best. Sweets or savory?
Savory.
Spice on everything or mild? Mild. Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Yeah. Your first kitchen tool that you learned to use well?
French knife.
Is it a thing? Signature spice you always keep in your pantry?
Thyme. Fresh thyme.
Yeah, that's essential. That one I think was, If you weren't a chef, what else would you be doing?
Well, I might have been the engineer.
It would have happened.
Who knows? That might have happened, but I don't know if I would have been as happy doing
that as what you're doing now.
The food.
Awesome.
Because I say the food that I love, or how I love the food, took care of me. It introduced me to a whole different world that I didn't know was possible. It put me in front of celebrities, prime ministers, all of these, but it's still the food.
Yes.
You minus the food and I'm not at the table.
No.
You know what I mean? I might have been occasionally as an engineer, one or two here or there, but the food that I do,
Yes.
that doesn't matter. It's no respect of people. It doesn't matter who you are. good food is always going to be
always, yeah, food brings people together.
Right,
Together. We just celebrated Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was at your place? You cook Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah, for the last 40 years I've been doing Thanksgiving. That's
that's my favorite holiday.
Yeah, that's my, and for the first time this Thanksgiving, it was a dilemma because a client wanted me to do a wedding for 4 people on Thanksgiving Day.
4 people?
Yeah, but it wasn't cheap. It was like a feast.
Okay.
So it seemed like it's 4 people.
Yes.
But it was like a feast of whatever of the world, really.
Yeah.
It was a big deal or whatever. I don't think they were worried about money.
No.
Or whatever. So I kind of had committed to it, and then it didn't really go. Fell through. You know what I mean? But but for the first time, I was willing to give up my Thanksgiving to look at
and help someone else with it.
But it didn't work out, and I think it's the way it should have.
It should have been.
Yeah, because Christmas and Thanksgiving
it's for family.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like the fact to say, well, we can break bread. I can make a good meal. I don't care how many people's come in.
That's true.
Or whatever it is. I'm not cooking for, we having 10 people or 15. I just cook. You drop in, you get fed or whatever. Yeah, but it's a way of actually giving back thanks. The real reason for it is like being grateful, thankful.
Exactly.
So that's a big holiday for me.
I agree with you on that. Thanksgiving is huge. It's very dear to my heart. It's the best time when the family members come out. You get to see families you haven't seen in a while. They say food draws people close together, and that's special. That's a special holiday, definitely. We're going to get into the segment of our show that I call Good Things Are Coming. This is a segment of my show where I like to leave our listeners or viewers with a positive affirmation to help you get through the rest of your week. So I'm going to say a little good things are coming because, and then I'm going to have Chef Selwyn also tell you good things are coming. So good things are coming because every new day is a fresh recipe for growth. Yeah, see how I did that there? Recipe.
Nice.
All right, let's hear your good things are coming.
Well, good things are coming because if you got up this morning, it's a beautiful start.
2 snaps for that one. Love that. Very, very well said. Chef Selwyn, thank you so much for giving us a seat in your kitchen, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Hearing your story, your values, and your heart reminds us that cooking isn't just about food. It's about culture, memories, love, and legacy. To everyone listening, let this inspire you to nourish yourself and others. If they want to find you, contact you, do you want to leave your information?
Yes,
website, handles?
You can find us on Instagram at Chef Selwyn. The website is theartofcatering.com. And we're on all these social media. Selwyn Richards or Chef Selwyn, you'll find us there. And come in restaurant, gonna beat Selwyn, plain and simple.
Yeah,
Selwyn.
that restaurant's gonna be lit. Thank you so much for being here. Really, really enjoyed you sharing your story. Next time you have to bring me a plate of food. You can't just come with your long hand like that.
So I come like this so that at least we'll next time.
You're a chef. I should have had food. I'm joking.
But also cooking it smooth. I brought you the book so you can start.
So now we can attempt to cook something.
No, you can start cooking something.
Thank you again, and I hope you guys enjoyed our episode. Share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.
Thank you.